So once you've got your Canva link sorted and you're logged in, you're underway to be able to be using Canva and all of the brand templates and kits that I'll show you where they are in a moment. It's my experience, look, when I log into this page and you look at that screen, it's fairly confusing. And it's not our design, obviously, it's those who developed Canva. I'm just letting people in as we go, so bear with me while I click on, make sure everyone can get in. So once you've got to this screen, up the top right here, you'll see that you want to be in this Canva Enterprise with this bluey logo. Okay, if you've got other Canva logins, as you can see, I have, make sure you're in this one. This is where all the brand kits and templates are. So if you find you're not in the one with the blue logo, that's probably why you can't find anything. So make sure you're in the right spot. I think Karen Presto. Welcome to everyone that's here. I'm not Rob today. He's on a plane bound for GrowCon in Adelaide. So as I said a few minutes ago, I'm just going to go over a bit of Canva today so that everyone has a bit more confidence to use it, just in the basics that we can use it for. And if you want to get more creative, I'm not a very creative person. I've been saying that all my life, which is probably why I'm not creative. Should change my internal speak and that might work. But this is a great tool if you aren't creative or you don't know where to start. So as I said, up the top right, you've logged in. On the left, you can see there's a home button. So this is what's going to appear when you see your home. I'll just shrink that up so that you get an idea of without my start items. Karen, good morning. Is there a reason we should keep our personal Canva accounts? Probably not, Karen. I don't see why you would need your personal accounts once you have this. So there's just so much in this, you're never going to need it. You can transport any designs that you've created in your personal account into here if you wish to. Things like that, start them again. So, but just to run down this left-hand side, the home screen, when you click on projects, in the middle is going to be all the projects you've worked on most recently. So you can see these are all the ones I've been working on, or even if you open and close a template. So something like this, I opened it, closed it. So now it's there in my recents. Okay. With the templates, when you do use them, you're creating your own copy. You're not interrupting someone else's version. That's the way it's set up. But next one is templates down the left there. So you can see these are, and not just the EXP templates, which there are many, but these are templates from everyone in the world who's posted templates that are making designs. So if you like that layout, for instance, you can go in there and start using that and put in your own photos of a property or yourself, whatever it may be. But anywhere you see this Pro, we have Canva Pro. This is one of the things you're going to be able to access. Is a lot of these templates that otherwise we never would have been able to. The free version comes with very limited access and limited editability. So having Pro is a big feature for us, being able to access just so much. So templates, photos, if you want to find photos, I've found that whatever photo you could choose to search for, you'll find something. You can generate your own AI photos if the 92 million photos in here are not enough. Graphics, again, all sorts of great graphics. You can search any of these using this search bar up the top. We'll talk about that again in a minute. So lots of different graphics. Then back onto the left-hand side again, down from templates is brand. And this is where we're going to find our brand kits. So there's 5 here. We're probably only ever going to use one, which is just this EXP Realty brand kit. When you open it, click on it, you'll find it starts with logos. So there's some cool logo animations here. If you click on that, I want to show you. So these are, see the way that GIF that just animates. There's some cool logos there that you can include in your socials, but back to logos. You can see it's just a back button everywhere I go. Sorry. So brand kits, let me go back to the EXP Realty brand kit logos. Assets are just those fixed logos, the black and the white one. All the colors are there in the color palette. I know that we don't use the blues at all in Australia, but they're still hanging around in the US, even though they have gone to the black and white logo away from the blue square. But you've got the colors there. Then you've got fonts, Roboto and Manrope being the two fonts that are set up to be used by EXP Realty. So you've got fonts there. And then a lot of graphics. So tons of graphics that you can use as backgrounds. So you can see this show more button, and there's just a never-ending supply of graphics. And then down the bottom, you've got those X logos. So we'll show how to use those and how to make them backgrounds and things in a minute. So brand kits is one thing. Then there's brand templates. So this is where you find the things that are going to give you the shortcuts. So as you scroll through here, you'll find all sorts of templates for all sorts of purposes. Yes, you'll find that in some ways there's a lot of American words, like they use the word closing instead of settlement, things like that. But something like that, you can see on that one that I'm hovering on, it's scrolling through the 4 tiles that are in that one. So if we click on that, we will in a moment, we click on that, it'll open to use any one of those 4 tiles. You can see that there's things like open signs, email signatures, all sorts of ideas for droppers, DL cards. There's full presentation templates in here, social media videos. It's a never-ending resource of different designs that you can then make your own. And if you're not EXP branded, very, very quick and easy to just make this your own brand. So scroll through those templates. They are all arranged into folders if you want to search easily and that sort of thing. So let's just grab one. Let's say I want to use this open house template. So I've clicked on open house, that template, and on the right there, the big purple button, use this brand template. So I'm going to use that, and it opens in a new tab that now gives me those 4 screens for me to start editing. Okay, you can see if I click on it, these are just pictures. Click and hold, I can move them around. I can move the text boxes. I can delete the text boxes if I want, things like that. So really up to you what you do with any of these templates. Down the left-hand side, so now I'm in an actual file. I'm in a single file. You can see it's made a copy ready of that post, of that social post open house. So I've taken the original template. When I clicked on it and said use the template with that purple button, it's made a copy straight away. So now that I've got this copy open, it's now mine. I can rename it if I choose. So, you know, I can call it Tony's Open House template. And then I've got all sorts of things that I can use down the left-hand side as designs. One of the things you're going to do most in uploads is where you're going to upload your own photos. So I'm going to quickly go and browse. Who have we got? I think I found her. I'll grab one of my current listings. Where we go? Here we got this one. And I'm going to actually grab all those photos. Now I've just highlighted them all and clicked open. So as you can see in my upload files, it's just brought all those photos straight through. And I'm also going to grab just a picture of myself to show you how to work with those. So there's a nice photo of Sam and I. So now that I've got my photos in there, if I click a photo, you can see it's now appeared in my image and it's dropped into the space in this example of where that property photo was previously. So now I've got that photo. If I want to change my logo, again, if I if you're an individual logo, I could upload that and just drop my logo in there. Very, very simple. If I want to put a photo in there, so just grabbing the corners. I'm hoping that for all of you, grabbing, dragging and dropping is becoming something in our lives that is just quite second nature, because you can see I'm doing a lot of dragging, dropping, but click and move, that sort of thing, widen the photo, whatever I want to do. Okay. Then when I go into things like the text, again, it's just Tony. We're just typing. Okay. If you can't see, you can see that's quite small. So down the bottom, if I move my zoom toolbar, down the bottom, you can see I can just increase this. So now I've got a little bit better view on what I'm doing. So you can see I can put things like a license number there. I'll get rid of the US NAR logos and things like that. Once I've done this once, this particular tile, as I call them, that I'm in page 1 of this one that I used, is now mine. I'm making it how I would like it. Okay, so if I'm changing the open, putting a different address there, so I'm going to the address of the property, Model Street, Yarra Junction. Whoop. Wasn't watching what I was doing there, was I? I was just typing because I can't look and type at the same time. So you can see I'm just making this look however I'd like it to look. If I wanted to put a second photo in there, I might put another photo in there. This time I might just make it a little one. I could put it on the side. I can put whatever I want to do with it. I can put it on top. I can switch it by dropping it. Okay. So pretty quick and easy. These are things that I encourage you just to fiddle with. You can't break it. If you do break it, up here's an undo button. Just go back, undo what you've done. Okay. Once I'm happy with it, you can see I've now got a couple of options up the top here. I can duplicate this page, so I can make a second one maybe for a different property, or maybe a second tile that I want in a video I'm going to make. You can see those second and third and fourth tiles are still there that came through with the template. If I don't want them, I'll just delete them. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm just doing my one. I'm happy with that. I'm going to duplicate it so that I can now use it for a different property, whatever I choose. So if I was using this for a different property, and let's just say, this one's a different property, I'm putting a different photo, whatever it might be. I've now got 2 tiles, 2 separate properties, ready to use on my socials if that's what I want to do. So other things that you can use on the left-hand side here, brand. If you're EXP branded, all of our brand kits in here that I showed you a bit earlier. So all of the color palettes there that we can shuffle through. So you can see as I click shuffle on the color palette, it's just moving through the different options. So if I think, okay, I like that a little bit lighter gray, then it's there. Through here, I've got all of my logos. I've got all of those back graphics. So something I might want to do if I want to use one of the graphics or an icon even, which you see on some of our capping and other posts. So with this icon, if I drag and drop the icon here, you can see big black icon sitting on top of my post. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make it fill the whole post. But then I'm going to click on it and see up here the transparency. animate and position. So first of all was position. I'm going to pull it right back behind everything. Okay. So, and then I'm going to go to transparency and I'm going to lighten it right off. Okay. So now we can still see our X, but it's there in the background. It's just a bit of branding in the background. Okay. I can lighten it right back. And there's our branding in the background if you'd like it. So things like that. It could be a graphic you want to put in the background. So let me just get rid of that X. Let's pop I might just make this back to white. And let's pop a graphic in the background. Let's go and grab something like, see this Adobe stock background. So I'm going to put that, don't drop it into the frame. So again, covering it in our position and backward. So I'm going to go, so it's behind everything. So now it's behind everything, but giving me a background concept. If I want to lighten it off, again, lightening off, but you can just see there's a bit of a pattern there, giving me a bit of design without being a designer, if you know what I mean. Any questions? Anyone, please interrupt me, ask questions at any point in time. What have we got in the chats? We need to save these as something else before we start using them. No, I think you might have asked that before I answered.
Quick one,
Go
Tony.
ahead.
I think Karen posted a message about the sharing between like your personal and the EXP enterprise. What I found was you basically share it from your personal account to your enterprise account. You've got to accept it within your, so you flick back to your enterprise account, accept that before you delete it from your personal account. Because when it's deleted, I think you've got 30 days to get it out of trash, but make sure you send it to your enterprise where you can play with it and do all of this, which is personal. But if you don't want the two, then yeah, just do it that way.
Yeah, and if you've brought it in here, there's no need to delete it unless you're deleting that account.
Yeah, true.
And once you've brought it in, you can just create a copy. So, if I say file, make a copy, I've then made a new copy of it. The track back to the original's gone, and I'm off and running in a new copy if I choose to.
So, Tony, do we need to? I know with some things, if you start playing with them, you change them, and then someone else goes to use that particular template and they can't because you've changed it. Do you need to save it as something else first before
No, if you're using one of those templates, it's brought it into you as your file now. It's the way that the original user has created this. I'll show you that in a minute, but we had the problem a couple of weeks ago on the alpha sessions. Chris and Burry were sharing a template design of a document. So they didn't share it quite in the right method. And I think they've got the method now because I spoke to them on last Friday.
Yeah.
They were sharing it as a file rather than sharing it as a template. So we'll talk about sharing now because it's a big button up in the top right. So share doesn't always mean sharing with a person, because when you go to share, what you're going to do most commonly is you're going to download. So the share button gives you the access to the download. It's not about sharing it to others. Whilst you can, nearly always you're going to download this content. So going to the download, you can see it in the file type. It defaults as PNG, which apparently is the best file, or best quality file. And you can see down here in pages, it says pages 1 to 2, because I've got 2 pages, if you remember. So if I only want that one page, just uncheck page 2. What's going to happen if you get more than one page is it's going to download it as a zip folder, and then you're going to have to extract it, which might be fine if that's what you'd like to do. But if you just want one slide, then you're going to share it, just take that one slide out. So if I say done and then download, There's a PNG file that should be quite quick in downloading. It's going to go up here to my downloads folder. So I'm just going to click up here on the folder. I don't think you're going to see that. Let me do a lot of sharing just to find that. Okay, so now you can see just in my my file manager, there's the file I downloaded. Okay, I'll just make it a bit larger. So there's the file I downloaded. As you can see, it's a PNG file. Lots of other files I've downloaded in the past for my socials. There's one of those zip folders I spoke to you about, that if you download more than one tile, you're going to get a zip folder. But there's my file ready to use in socials. I'm not going to cover off putting it in socials at the moment, but you get the idea. So I'm going to go back to where we were. Okay, so you should be back to where I was. One of the other things you can do, and I might just go to one of my own files. So just back up to the three buttons on the left here to home. Takes me back to the start. Okay, my recent designs. See, here's my recent designs that we were just fiddling with. Okay, there it is. I'm going to just open this one over here. Okay, this is one I've just been playing with for my socials, and you can see there's 9 tiles in it. But I want to show you something, and you can get an idea of, I'm no designer and Sam's done most of this, but just dropping things into a layout that we're comfortable with, even as much as for our autumn leaves. All things that you can find here in on the left-hand tab, and I'll show you one more thing, which is the Elements tab. So Elements has got all these cool little icons and moving pictures and stickers. There's, photos, so much. Canva is something that you could watch training for 24 hours and not get anywhere near the end. So you can't break it, as I said, just keep playing with it and enjoy what you're doing. But I want to show you one thing. When you, often we share videos on our socials rather than still slides. The videos get a lot more interaction, I've found. I can get, I can turn multiple slides into a video, post it on Facebook and get, hundreds of views. Whereas if I just post a single tile or multiple tiles that are static, I might get 2 or 3 likes and that's it. You don't really know, maybe no one comments, that's it. But the videos are getting so much more interaction. So you can see I've got some slides here that just show some properties. Last one there, just call to action. Got one of those moving logos in there. So if I wanted to make a video, I'm going to go up to share and I'm going to go download, and you can see there's an MP4, so a video suggested. And I'm going to get, let's say I get slides 5, 6, 7, and 9. Okay, I'm going to say done. So I've selected 4 slides and I'm going to download that as a video. And they take a little bit longer as a video. So we'll give that a second. One of the other things you can do, you can add music to this when your video is playing, things like that. Again, even if you make a slide that, or a file that you like, and you're wanting to, make a copy of it and then wreck the copy. You've always got, the ability, there's no limit to the amount of copies you can make. So there's no, restriction to whatever you Going to take longer than we wanted to have now, didn't it? Any questions while we're going? We'll come back to that video.
Tony, the other day when Chris and we were doing that thing on Alpha,
Mhm.
they were having issues. So for instance, at the moment on my home page, there's one of the ones that Chris shared of the coming soon to version, new listing. It says up on my screen, copy of whatever he called it, your in brackets your story. Is that now just something that I can play with myself, or do I have
Yeah,
to
if
save
it's
it to something
copy
else?
of, it is.
Okay.
So I'll show you back in, let's just go into this one. When they shared, if you go down here to see a template link, so that's the one. So they need to
Yeah.
share it. If they share it as a template link, then when
Yeah.
you use the template, it's yours. You're
Right.
not
Okay.
bastardizing the original. Okay,
Yeah.
so when you go down in here, you can see there's a lot more ways to share. And that was one only because I've used it recently, but it's normally hidden.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So no, I've done it before. I think we were doing Nigel and I were doing a session that Mike Sherrard had on, and everyone was using the template that Mike had done, but everyone was changing it because they hadn't
Yeah.
saved it as their own first.
Yeah.
So,
Well, again, that's just in the way that he shared it.
right, okay.
And yeah, it's a trick for new players. I know I got that long presentation, and I started editing it, and then I went back a day or two later, and it had
Mm,
another agent's logos and everything in it. I'm thinking,
yeah,
what's going on?
yeah.
This one,
Yeah.
this one
Oh,
here.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you can see mine's now a copy of, because that was the
yeah.
original thing.
Hmm.
And I'd like to be able to show you a video, but I don't know if it finished downloading. I'm going to show you another one. Okay, share this screen. This is one I just did. Okay, so you can see this video here. Let me go back to the start while it's playing. So it's taken just still slides. And because I downloaded multiple slides as an MP4, you can see that they're just playing through.
Hmm.
There is settings in there for how long each plays. And it slides through to the next one. So when you post that on Facebook, as you know, when you click on Facebook and you go, share a photo or video, it says it there, just select the video and upload it, write your script as you're going to write in your post. But the video I found gets a lot more watches than the still carousel of images. So all I really wanted to achieve today is just to give you a little bit more confidence to go in and play. There's so much to it that I can't even start. I don't know the most of it, but I know that to get to the point where I just did doesn't take too much knowledge. It just takes a little bit of clicking and fiddling and learning as you go in some cases. Uploading all your photos as you go for your properties is easy, dragging and dropping them, and just getting as much social content out as you can. I think that once you've put your logo in, they start to go down the list in that uploads folder. You can always scroll down and find them, or just upload it again. Doesn't matter. Canva doesn't have a limit to what you can upload to it. and just, you know, just hope we can get a lot more content out there that is, you know, cool looking and branded well, whether it's your own brand or an EXP brand. Play with the templates. There's so much, you know, there's 25-page listing presentations there and lots of great ideas. If you don't like a page, just delete it, you know, or duplicate it and make it, you know, edit it, or do whatever you like, but you can't break it is the main message. There's nothing that you need to worry about that in what you're doing. So just keep at it. Anything else, team, for today?
Good
Hopefully
here.
Rob's back next Tuesday. I think he's next Wednesday we're in Brisbane, or the road show, or the ongoing road shows in Brisbane. But those of you that are going, hope you have a ball. They've been going really well. I think as we got to the third one now, we're getting quite good at it. And then in Sydney to finish up, I know Rob's hosting today and hosting in Sydney. I think Peter Shrav's hosting in Brisbane, mixing up the presenters a bit, but you know, it's all been fantastic content so far that I've seen.
We'll miss you, Tony.
Who?
Yeah, I'll put out a questionnaire soon. One of the things I'd like to do, and for those that are on screen, I'm not telling tales out of school. I'd like to do an EXP agent conference meetup. It's a matter of where we would do it, given where we all are. Do we have a vote for one place, or do we nominate a place? I nominate Broome, but that's just me.
Vegas?
Vegas, yeah, thanks. But it's difficult because of how spread we are. We see other countries having a lot of catch-ups, but they're very small geography. You know, when you look at European countries, UK, the whole of the UK is about the size of Victoria. So, you know, they can get around quite easily. It's difficult for us. We're all going to jump on the plane, or 4 out of 5 of us are going to jump on a plane, and then you've got the regional people like yourself, Karen, and people in further away. It makes it difficult, but I'd like to be able to do that later in the year. But it just becomes an expense and for everyone to get there and things like that. But we'll see. But I'd love to have a catch up where we're all not racing through a conference. It'd be still a conference. There'd be learnings and things, but it'd just be, you know, a lot more free time to meet and greet each other.
Yeah, if there's some learning stuff, it makes it easier to claim as a business expense.
Oh, you would definitely have speakers like any sort of conference. It wouldn't just be let's all go out for a dinner and a drink. I envisage it's something over 2 days where there's speakers both days. They probably wouldn't be long, onerous days or anything like that, but just enough to certainly make it worthwhile content, but and tax deductible. Definitely. All right, team. Thank you. Thanks for attending, and look forward to helping with whatever you need in the future. Thanks, Steve.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks,
See you guys.
Tony. Thanks.
See you all.
Thank you very much.